Right now at 3, breaking new details in the murders of Rob and Michelle Reiner. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us. I'm Annabelle Sedano. The LA County Medical Examiner's Office just released a preliminary report. Documents confirm what investigators have been saying since Monday, that the couple died from multiple sharp force injuries. This comes as their son, Nick, faced a judge for the first time today. NBC4's Alex Rozier joins us live from downtown LA, where Reiner briefly appeared in court. Alex, if you can, walk us through and talk to us about today's developments.
Annabelle, the court appearance lasted less than 5 minutes. The judge ordered that the press could not shoot any video of Nick, but this is the first time that we've seen him since he was arrested and charged for the murders of his parents. With his hands in shackles, wearing a blue suicide prevention gown, Nick Reiner made his first court appearance, now charged with murder, after his parents, Rob and Michelle, were found stabbed to death this weekend.
And how would you describe Nick Reiner?
Nick is now represented by defense attorney Alan Jackson. After Reiner's arraignment was pushed back to January, Jackson spoke outside the courthouse.
There are very, very complex and serious issues that are associated with this case. These need to be thoroughly but very carefully dealt with and examined.
This morning's court appearance comes after several days of developments. On Saturday, Nick Reiner and his parents attended Conan O'Brien's holiday party, and sources told NBC News Nick's behavior made guests feel uneasy. On Sunday afternoon, Rob and Michelle's bodies were discovered in their Brentwood home, and by Sunday night, Nick was arrested near USC. New surveillance video shows him walking around and buying a drink in a gas station. Police arrested him shortly after he left. Nick Reiner has spoken publicly about his long history with drug use. His defense attorney is asking the public not to rush to judgment.
We ask that during this process, you allow the system to move forward in the way that it was designed to move forward, not with a rush to judgment, not with jumping to conclusions, but with restraint and with dignity and with the respect that this system and this process deserves and that the family deserves. This is a devastating tragedy that has befallen the Reiner family. We all recognize that. Our hearts go out to the entire Reiner family.
Nick's siblings were not in court today during the hearing. He only said 3 words, "Yes, Your Honor." That's when he gave the okay to push his arraignment back to January. Coming up at 4 o'clock, we're going to hear from legal analyst Royal Oakes, who will give some insight on what Reiner's defense team may be thinking and what they may hope to accomplish before that next court appearance in a few weeks. Reporting live downtown Los Angeles, I'm Alex Rozier, NBC4 News.
All right, Alex, thank you very much for that update. Meantime, video obtained by NBC4 shows the minutes leading up to Nick Reiner's arrest and the moment police swarmed around him. It happened in Exposition Park Sunday night. NBC4's Brittany Hope walks us through that video.
A lot of this investigation now involves this AM/PM store on the corner of Exposition and Vermont. That video shared with us shows Nick Reiner walking in here. He goes through the aisles. Eventually, employees tell me that he buys a Gatorade. After that is when he goes across the street, and then police show up. I got to talk to an employee who tells me he saw everything.
I was actually walking in, so he was walking out, like when he passed by, I guess, I didn't know who he was. I just thought he was just like a regular customer. We don't know like what the people is going through. We don't know who the people we're dealing with. We don't know if our life is in danger. Like we just trying to work, and when things can just happen any second.
It's crazy that how mean to kill your fathers.
Surveillance video shows him standing across the street right in front of a USC housing building. You'll see one police car drive by. Seconds later, that car turns around and a bunch of other law enforcement cars swarm around Nick Reiner. He raises his hand, surrenders, and is arrested. People who live here, mothers and students, say they're shocked.
And I come here all the time. My daughter goes to school up the street. I live down the street. So it was shocking to be in the area so close to USC. I've been dealing with mental illness for like 20 years with my brother, so I get it. But they have to be held accountable. His dad tried to help him a million times, so I'm praying for the family.
It watched a lot of his movies. You know, I think that I've seen a lot of the things he's directed, acted in for sure. He's just always kind of been there in the background, so you know it's definitely tragic to hear about his passing.
And USC students right now are finishing up their final season. Some tell me that they didn't know this had happened, and they're shocked it happened right outside their campus. Others say this has been a huge topic of conversation on campus, in person, and online on social media. Reporting in Exposition Park, Brittany Hope, back to you.
And the Reiner's children, Jake and Romy, are now sharing their grief and gratitude for the support they've received. They released a statement that reads in part, quote, "Words cannot even begin to describe the unimaginable pain we are experiencing every moment of the day. The horrific and devastating loss of our parents, Rob and Michelle Reiner, is something that no one should ever experience. They weren't just our parents, they were our best friends. We are grateful for the outpouring of condolences, kindness, and support we have received not only from family and friends, but people from all walks of life." And the friends of Rob and Michelle Reiner have also released a joint statement to the Associated Press, among them Billy Crystal, Martin Short, and Larry David. It reads in part, "Rob was a passionate, brave citizen who not only cared for this country he loved, he did everything he could to make it better, and with his loving wife Michelle, he had the perfect partner, strong and determined. Michelle and Rob Reiner devoted a great deal of their lives for the betterment of our fellow citizens. They were a special force together, dynamic, unselfish, and inspiring. We were their friends, and we will miss them forever." Our coverage of the Reiner murders continues on NBCLA.com and the NBCLA app. You can get breaking updates on the case, swipe through a gallery of Reiner's career, and watch tributes from Hollywood and beyond.